They're talking about staying up at night and not being able to sleep because they don't have a president that comforts them. I ask you, are you better off
to comfort them?
You need a president to comfort you?
What are you, a teddy bear?
I yield the floor.
I yield. I was talking for 25 hours and 5 minutes and saying nothing. So, late last night, let me present it the way the media has been presenting it. New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, who's straight as an arrow, ended 100%. A marathon filibuster in the Senate.
I rise tonight because I believe sincerely that our country is in crisis. They're writing me letters with words like fear and terror. They're talking about staying up at night and not being able to sleep because they don't have a president that comforts them. I ask you, are you better off
to comfort them?
You need a president to comfort you?
What are you, a teddy bear?
Ask that question. Ask it to your friends. Are they better off economically? I want to stand here today and tell you I'm going to do everything I can. I'm willing to go
fake
to some
tears.
lengths, but I am inadequate. It's getting
watch.
My friend, Madam President. I yield the floor.
I yield the floor. Tap in like it's Doink the Clown. This is ridiculous. I yield. I was talking for 25 hours and 5 minutes and saying nothing. And by the way, nothing is untouched from corporate interest because he did speak for 25 hours and this speech was sponsored by Loose Ends Gay Diapers. Yeah. It catches everything.
Oh. I didn't even think about that. He for sure had to wear a diaper, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, he did, yes.
Absolutely. So
25 hours, you gotta.
Let me ask you a question here. And again, I've been misrepresenting this as the media has. What was Cory Booker filibustering? Now, you know what a filibuster, right, is? Filibusters where you can speak on the Senate floor, for example, to block a bill, right, something that's being proposed. It's an actual process. Ted Cruz read readings and ham one time. So what was Booker filibustering? We are just off today.
You are.
It's because of the rain.
It's not me.
A, the nomination of Mike Huckabee to be the ambassador of Israel. B, a bill banning federal employees from collective bargaining. C, a bill banning men from women's sports. D, the No Tax on Tips Act. Or E, none of the above. There you go, you'd be right. It was not a filibuster. He wasn't protesting a bill at all.
I know, and the Democrats have totally gotten this wrong. Some of the media have actually called it a speech, and they're like, Strom Thurmond's speech. Nobody has ever referred to it as Strom Thurmond's record-breaking speech. They said it's the record for a filibuster. And by the way, he's a Democrat at that time for another 6-7 years at that point, a racist, and he was filibustering the Bill of Rights.
Yes, until he became a Republican and was less racist. I don't want to say not racist because back then everyone was a little racist, but he was better.
Yeah. Not a filibuster. This is a speech.
Number 2, Robert Byrd, also a racist filibuster.
Yes.
Also, not a great list to be proud of.
No.
To be a part of.
The good news is he's not a part of it. Think about this. He could have waited.
Yes.
He could have waited. Cory Booker could have waited. In case you wonder why the Democrat Party is a party with no actual ideas, when people say, oh, it's just kind of grandstanding. The Democrat Party has no message, and they have no messenger right now. Booker could have waited like 2 days and actually filibustered something. But he was so intent. He was so gung-ho about, I have to go out and I have to make this, I have to create this spectacle. This theater matters, that he went out and spoke about nothing. It was only about him, straight as an arrow. He even said on the outset of the speech, he said, I rise with the intention of disrupting the normal business of the United States Senate for as long as I am physically able. 25 hours of speaking, not filibustering.
No.
And this guy is so dramatic. I mean, oddly enough, at hour 23, he cut off his own arm. And there was no reason to. It's just
what did he bring his own boulder?
He brought a boulder and wedged his arm in. I can't. It's the older nerve.
I also heard he was drinking his own pee-pee.
Yes.
What? Yeah, by choice. He brought it his own. Brought it from home.
Yeah, he had other options.
He didn't even take the one from his diaper. He brought it from home.
Yeah,
it was really odd.
He could have just said, hey, can someone get me some water? And instead he's like, I'll take care of it. Which brings us to, by the way, this goes back to the point of the filibuster, and of course the left has wanted to do away with the filibuster. Maybe that's why this isn't actually a filibuster, but the inconsistency of the left. No message, no messenger. It's time for rules for thee, but not for me. All right. So let's start with now, okay? In the present day. Booker was basking in the glory of his useless non-filibuster on the cable news shows.
When my team and I decided to do this, we just said, let's take some risks. Let's go out there and see how long we could last. And to be candid, Strom Thurmond's record always kind of just really irked me.
It's still there.
That he would be the longest speech, that the longest speech on our great Senate floor was someone who was trying to stop people like me from being in the Senate. So to surpass that was something I didn't know if we could do, but it was something that was really, as we got closer, became more and more important to me.
Yes, it became more and more important to not filibuster anything.
I'm glad you did something for you.
Yeah.
Not the American people. That's good to know.
Let's go back to then. You have to remember, and we talked about this on Change My Minds, where the left all of a sudden wanted to do away with the filibuster. Booker was one of the most anti-filibuster people around.
The filibuster in a long period, early 1900s to the 1970s, was used on average one time a year. It was a rarely invoked thing. The real change you need to point to is the way the modern Republican Party picked up the filibuster and so abused it to the point now where many of us are saying this is ridiculous. We're stopping some fundamental progress in our country that the majority of people agree with. We need to revisit this filibuster. I mean, he's changed it for Supreme Court voters. He changed it. He found a way around it to pass that toxic Trump tax cut. But it's been changed over the years 166 times for things that, in my opinion, are far trivial when it compares with the most fundamental aspect of a democracy, is that one person, one vote.
Now, I know some of you are saying, oh, maybe right there he didn't quite clearly say we should do away with the filibuster.
Right.
Here's a quote from 2021 to The Atlantic when he was talking about Amy Coney Barrett and her confirmation. He said, I don't think I can effectively make the argument of why we should preserve the filibuster at this moment in history, days before we see a decision being made that could so hurt voting rights and the healthcare and LGBTQ rights. I'm not one, I'm just defending them. It has nothing to do with me. And women's access to reproductive care and abortion. I can't think why we should preserve the filibuster at this moment in history. He's saying do away with the filibuster.
Unless he wants it. Unless he wants it and it's convenient for him. He just said that. It's basically, I want the filibuster when it's helpful, and I don't want the filibuster when it's things that we all agree on. Well, guess what? We didn't agree on them. That's why people were filibustering you.
And
Unless he was using this speech as a demonstration of how stupid it is to him.
Right. You know, you want to know something? That people will say, oh, the surefire things in life, the only two things that are certain are death and taxes. I'll give you two more. Okay? I'll give you two more. When Democrats are not in power, they'll scream to end the filibuster. And when they are in power, they'll demand packing the courts. Four things in life are certain. Death, taxes. When Democrats are the minority party, they'll try to end the filibuster. When they are in power, they'll try and pack the courts. Oh, a fifth thing. And they'll accuse you of destroying the institutions. And six, they'll blame you for not trusting the institutions. And the left buys this hook, line, sinker. What's so great about the left is you can go and see what they're saying today and just go through a time machine and see exactly what they were saying when their overlords told them, no, we're on the opposite side of history this time. Which brings us to this installment of Reddit. Please go check out Reddit Politics. It's a lot of fun because they've banned most conservatives and all the moderators are Marxists as well. So the best we can do is read some of the comments to you on this story. Cory Booker, here are our favorites. From Dort Drubin said, well, shit. If this wasn't the inspiration I really effing needed right now, I'm going to give his office a call just to say thanks for not filibustering anything. If you want to call and show your support to Representative Booker, his office line is 1-800-1. Here's from...
I didn't know that was still available.
Actually, there may be more than one. So.
K Weather Girl wrote, look at him not reading from notes.
Oh.
He spoke a lot just from memory. So damn intelligent. Did you watch... Now, you don't have to watch all 25 hours. Did you watch 1 hour? It was nonsensical. It went nowhere. He provided nothing of value. Here's an important litmus test for your representatives. People say, hey, how do I hold my local reps accountable? Let's start with, what value are they adding?
Yeah.
And let's apply that to every action. What value is this adding aside from giving Booker well, really his PR firm, the ability to get him on cable news and talk about his grandstanding. Well, how does this help the people of New Jersey? Here's another one from Homespun Dog, wrote, "This is one of the most inspiring things I've seen in years." You know, there are children beating cancer right now, right?
There was one that was actually on the Senate floor that the leftists decided to not clap for.
There you go.
Oh, geez. That's right. They had the opportunity.
There are men in Australia right now fighting off roaming gangs of kangaroos to save their kids. And this was the most inspiring thing you've seen in years?
Well, he's not posting this on Reddit, but Frank Luntz is definitely. So I'm
inspired to poop my pants.
Yes.
There you go.
Loose ends, adult diapers.
That's right. They're not a sponsor, though. Maybe they will be at some point. He said that this speech potentially changed the course of political history. And that hold on, I'm not done. That is very gay. Cory Booker he said, if you ask senators right now, Cory Booker is the one that they would pick to lead them and not Schumer, and he might be the front runner for 2028. To all of which I said, please make Cory Booker your standard bearer. I hate this guy almost more than any other politician out there on the Democrat side.
You know who hated
he's easily defeated.
You know who hated hearing that? Hakeem Jeffries and Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
AOC.
I despise him almost as much as this broad's glasses on CNN. You know, she went in and said, give me the biggest pair of clown glasses that you can possibly find. Dame Edna is child's play compared to what I want.
Disagree. I think she looks cute.
All right. Well, you're a pervert. That's weird. That's weird. Those glasses are weird.
Give me the 2005 SE Cup.
Ouch.
Ooh, Tim.
So let me ask you this question. What was your favorite political speech of all time, if you can think of one if one comes to mind?
I don't know. Yeah.
Tear down this wall. That was pretty good.
Well, Cory Booker's it's better than Lincoln's, for sure.
I know mine.
Gettysburg Address.
Donald Trump, January 6th.
There you go.
I'm not even joking. Big fan. Big fan. Fight like hell. Make your voices heard peacefully and patriotically. You're not going to have a country anymore? It's up there.
You're forgetting the line that he said, go attack the Capitol now. You forgot that one.
Yeah.
The
I know.
Democrats told us that was in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going by rote, but I think he said something like that.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm a fan. So
January 20th is pretty good, too.
Yeah, some pretty damn good speeches. Hey, if you like this video, you're still here, click there. Click there to watch more rebuttals, takedowns, and claim and truth videos where they're pretty self-explanatory in the title. I don't know what the thumbnail is. It's not salacious, is it? Maybe a little. That's ideal.